Hello everybody, my name is Davis and welcome back to another video, and today we are here for another severe weather breakdown. Now today, we're going to be talking about an ongoing severe weather outbreak that's bringing damaging winds, large hail, and even a few tornadoes to a certain portion of the United States. We're also going to be talking about some upcoming tropical systems that could bring some problems to the Pacific and more. So let's go ahead and get right into it, starting off with the Storm Prediction Center outlook for today, where we have an enhanced risk of severe weather for parts of Texas and Louisiana, alright? Tornado threat for today. If you're in that brown area, you have a 5% chance to see a tornado in your town. That includes the cities of Houston, Austin, Waco, and Lufkin in Texas there. Waco and Lufkin are kind of right along the border of it, but you might as well include yourself in it. And then in the 2% risks, those are obviously the areas where you have a 2% chance to see a tornado in your town. We have one of them outside of our brown area there. That's the 5% risk, but then we also have one closer to portions of the mid-Mississippi Valley here, where we could have another round of storms firing off that could bring the isolated threat for a weak tornado or two. Alright, so if you are in either of those areas, make sure that you do have a tornado action plan in place today. Damaging wind threat for today: if you're in that red area, you have a 30% chance to see wind gusts of 60 miles per hour or higher in your town. Outside of that is our yellow area. That's where you have a 15% chance to see wind gusts of 60 miles per hour or higher in your town. And then any of the brown areas are where you have a 5% chance to see wind gusts of 60 miles per hour or higher in your town. We got a ton of areas today, alright? We've got obviously our mode of storms down here in the south central United States. We got the one along the mid-Mississippi River Valley there. We got one closer up to portions of the upper Midwest, and then we've also got one all the way down into southeast Florida, right? So we're talking about multiple severe weather events going on today. Hail threat for today: if you're in that red area, you have a 30% chance to see hail of 1 inch or larger in your town. If you're in the yellow area, you have a 15% chance to see hail of 1 inch or larger in your town. And if you're in any of the brown areas, you have a 5% chance to see hail of 1 inch or larger in your town. Now, we do also have a hatched indicator along with this, alright? So if you're inside of that black dashed line there, that is a 10% chance at least to see hail of 2 inches or larger in your town. Okay, so we're talking about large, destructive hail, maybe a few isolated stones up to baseball or even apple size down there, again, especially in parts of central and west Texas tonight, so make sure to look out for that. Moving on to tomorrow, we have a slight risk of severe weather for areas kind of hugging the Gulf of Mexico here. Tornado threat for tomorrow: if you're in that brown area, you have a 5% chance to see a tornado in your town. If you're in that yellow area there, you have a 15% chance to see wind gusts of 60 miles per hour or higher in your town. And if you're in that yellow area, you have a 15% chance to see hail of 1 inch or larger in your town. And then again, if you're in that black dashed line area there, that's a 10% chance to see hail of 2 inches or larger in your town. So again, we are talking about some large damaging hail possible tomorrow as well. Now, going into Saturday here, we have a marginal risk of severe weather across parts of the southeast United States. Alright, this goes from North Carolina all the way back into Louisiana here. Alright, nothing too crazy. However, Sunday, we have a day 4 slight risk of severe weather for parts of Kansas and Nebraska here. I'm expecting a pretty significant severe weather outbreak to come out of this. Again, this is on Sunday. Alright, right now, the areas included in that slight risk include McCook, Nebraska, alright, just outside of Wichita, Kansas, and everywhere in between. Alright, so make sure to be looking out for that. Moving on to what the models are showing for the next few days. We see right now we've got our ongoing severe weather outbreak here in parts of Texas. Alright, we've got several severe thunderstorm warnings being triggered out there, and probably within the next few hours, even some tornado warnings. If we do get any of those, I will be live today. Around 3 p.m., we're talking about this kind of forming into a little bit more of a bow echo shape, which could increase the damaging wind threat for people across parts of eastern Texas. So make sure to look out for that. By 5 p.m., that starts to kind of crash into some other storms, and it kind of loses some steam. But by 8 p.m. tonight, we're still talking about a threat for severe weather across parts of Louisiana and Arkansas, so look out for that. By midnight tonight, we see those continue to sweep through Mississippi, Alabama, and then we see these kind of recycle here, alright? We see another round of storms come in. This is our severe weather threat for tomorrow, alright? 9 a.m. You can start to see some strong to severe thunderstorms impacting parts of Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, and maybe even Tennessee. Those are going to continue to head southeast there. By 4 p.m. tomorrow, that's where the main severe threat will be. Again, damaging winds and large hail are going to be the main threats, but an isolated tornado cannot be ruled out, okay? So that'll eventually be over by sometime tomorrow night. And then we go into Saturday here, alright? This is where we have our marginal risk of severe weather across the southeast. Again, not expecting anything too insane. We may have a few supercells out there in parts of South Carolina, Georgia around 4 or 5 p.m., but overall, nothing too crazy. So watches, warnings, and advisories. Right now, we do have a severe thunderstorm watch up for parts of central Texas there in those pink shaded boxes, so look out for that. be prepared to take shelter if necessary, all right? Because again, the damaging wind, the large hail, and tornado threats are all things that are in play today. And also the flash flooding, all right? We actually do have a high risk on the excessive rainfall chart for flash flooding here across parts of East Texas and western Louisiana. And these areas have already gotten drenched in rain recently, okay? So it's going to be pretty rough out there. We do have flood watches in effect, tons of flood warnings in effect, and those green boxes there, so make sure to look out for that. Moving on to what the Eastern Pacific is looking like right now. All right, we got our disturbance here. There's a 40% chance to form the next 7 days. This is the one that we're watching pretty closely here for potential tropical storm or even hurricane. And then we've actually got another new disturbance here that has a 20% chance to form the next 7 days and a 20% chance to form the next 48 hours into some sort of tropical cyclone, all right? So what is the GFS showing for these, all right? So we're mainly just going to focus on the one that has a 40% chance, all right, the one that's much more likely to form, the one that's looking quite a bit stronger and more threatening. All right, by Monday, we see this kind of turn into a full-on, tropical storm, maybe even a hurricane, 999 millibar low, but it gets much, much stronger than that, all right? Going into Wednesday here, we're talking about a 963 millibar low pressure system, a very intense hurricane out there, all right? This is going to kind of remain areas that are southwest of southern Mexico there, okay? So luckily, this is not expected to make landfall, but you're definitely going to feel this here, all right? On the western coast of Mexico, there's definitely going to be some higher waves, maybe some rain, some wind, and this is expected to stay out there for a while until eventually it does kind of leave us there, but, I mean, it's going to stay out there for a while, okay? So we're going to have to watch that very closely. Again, right now, the models are not showing it doing any landfall or anything like that, but either way, this is a very intense tropical system that we're going to have to watch incredibly closely here. Again, 963 millibar low, I believe it was at one point, is very rare for this time of year, all right? We're talking about late May, so we're going to have to watch that. So if you guys did enjoy this video, please do be sure to like and subscribe. I will be going live if any tornado warnings do get issued today, so make sure to tune in for that, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace.